Yes, good afternoon, students. So we'll be going to continue with the approach that we had started. That is the old clock shop. That is about the Ray, who was the owner of the clock shop that was in Salt Lake City. Yes, we will be doing. We'll be continuing with the story. Yes. Now, what do you see in front of you? Yes, I'll give you a few seconds to write your observations in the comment section below. Yes, it's written Prestige pawnbrokers. That pawnbrokers are there. We loan against your jewelry, watches, gold, fine art, wine, cars, logbooks, cherished placed dates, then antiques, coins, and collectibles. Yes. So pawnbrokers are basically who will take something from you and in return they'll give you money according to the thing that you have given to them and that you have kept in front of them in return of the money. So those are pawnbrokers, just like we have seen in various movies and various stories as well. There are some pawnbrokers who will lend money to you in return of in place of your jewelry or in something that is valuable to you basically. So we'll be moving forward and looking at that what happens next, because the old owner the owner of the shop was scared of the man who just entered the shop, who his shop in the on the Christmas Eve, right? So he was scared of them, but he then showed his courage and he still remained still and he just asked them that how can he help them. So they gave them their cunning and cruel smile, mocking smile. So we'll be discussing more about it now. Yes. So now I'll be reading and you'll be observing. I'll just shift myself a bit. It's quite a bit. Yes. So the clock ticked on. Ray calmly wrote another message. Have you come to pick up a clock or watch? Then he pointed to the loan board filled with hanging clocks and pocket watches. He was not a pawnbroker, but at the same time couldn't say no to the needy people who placed their old watches or clocks before him for anything they could get. He loaned more than he should. They would be there when the owner wanted them back at the same price he had paid with no interest. So I'll just move myself here. Then the older man seemed to feel a little easier. Took out and sorry. So then the older man seemed to feel a little easier, took out his hand from his pocket and quickly looked at the watch on his wrist. How much will you give me for this? The man wrote. Yes, so now the man who was looking cunning, who was not looking friendly, we just saw that what he did. So the clock ticked on, the clock was kicking, basically ticking. That is tick, tick, tick of clock. The sound made by the tick, the second hour or second hand of the clock. Ray calmly wrote another message. Ray passed on to them another message, another note written that was written on it. Have you come to pick up a clock or watch? So then he pointed to the lawn board filled with hanging clocks and pocket watches. Then Ray pointed toward the board that was having written loan, or we can say because he was also in giving he also used to give loan to the people who were needy and who needed the money in return of something that was valuable to them, but he also gave them money which was more than what they deserved, but the thing was but according to the value of the thing that they had given in return of the money, he used to be nice to them. He wanted to help them, so he gave them more than the price that the thing actually was. So in that case also he was not a pawnbroker, but at the same time couldn't say no to the needy people. That was his nature, who placed their old watches or clothes before him for anything they could get. He loaned more than he should. They would be there when the owner wanted them back. So they would be giving the money back, but they would not give the same price. They would give the same price, but they would not give any interest, because we know that when you return the money, there will be a certain amount of interest added to that, according to the time that they had taken to return the money. But he did not. The Ray did not used to take any interest, so he was just helping those Then the older man seemed to feel a little easier, who was having a gun, restless. So he also felt a little easier because when he saw the note that was given by Ray, he was asking them if they need any help with the money, because he understood the situation that they are in need of money and they were about to do something which they must be regretting later on. So then the older man seemed to feel a little easier, took out his hand from his pocket, which was in the pocket where he was having a gun basically, and quickly looked at the watch on his wrist. He was looked at the watch that was on his wrist. Wrist is basically this part where we put the watch on. How much will you give me for this? So he was asking that how much money can Ray give to the old man for the watch that was there on his wrist. The man wrote. Yes, so now there were any difficult words which you can see in this passage. So calmly, when you are composed, calm, you're not scared, you're not mumbling something, you are composed and you are steady, not unstable in a situation, that is mean calm. And any other word which I can think is loan is basically the money that you lend someone in hope that the person in hope, in not in hope but in an agreement that that person will be returning that money to you, and he will be keeping that something that is valuable to you in on the place of that money that you have given to the other person. Then the pawnbroker is someone who will be giving the money, by which you will be keeping your valuable thing to that person. Other than that, now I'm not able to find any difficult word, but still if you are able to if you are having any difficulty with any word, you can write that in the comment section. I'll be answering that later on. So we'll be moving forward from here now. Yes, now you have this activity to do where you will be doing a role play. One student will be the loan shark and another student will be a person in need of money basically. Bring the material that is required. Yes, you can do this activity by yourself as well, or and in your homes you can do this activity. You can do this role play basically. So you will be playing the role of both the loan shark and the person who is in the need of money. You will be asking for money to the loan shark, and the loan shark will be thinking whether the thing that you are offering that is worth that amount of money you are asking for or not, and you will be making the decision whether you will give the money or not. So this is the activity that you had to perform. Now you will be testing your understanding. Yes, so Ray earns a livelihood by giving loans to people. Is it true or false? That he is earning his livelihood by giving loans to people. Is he doing this to earn a livelihood, or is he doing this just to help those who are in need of it? Because we can see that if he was asking for interest or not, whether he was doing that or not, you will be giving your answers in the comment section below. Yes, so the answer to this question is that he was not doing this to earn a livelihood, but he was just doing this to to help those who were in need, and he wanted to help them. So that is why he did that. He was giving them loan, but the statement is false, because that was not the case, that he was earning a livelihood from the loans basically, because he would not expect interest as well from the loan when they return it to him. Yes, so we'll be continuing with it. The watch was nothing special and yet had great powers. It was something to exchange a way out of a bad situation. Knowing that great need had brought the man to his shop in the first place, Ray asked, "How much do you need for it?" The reply came back on the notepad, "Whatever it is worth." Ray reached into his cash box, pulled out a $50 note and passed it into the man's hand. As they shook hands, Ray looked into the man's eyes. They seemed to say, "Thank you." They both knew the watch wasn't worth that much. Yes, now we see what has happened. The watch was nothing special yet had great powers. Why the watch had great powers? Because it was something that will be bringing out Ray out of that terrible situation which was he in. That was that he was having this man who is unfriendly in front of him. He was looking like he had bad intentions. So Ray offered him help, and he gave he was asking whether they were needing help. So he asked whether he will be needing money in exchange of something, so they can ask for a loan. So the man offered his watch that was on his wrist, that whether they are saying that watch was nothing special, but yet it had great powers because it could bring Ray out of that situation, that bad situation he was in. So it was something to exchange for. So knowing that great need had brought the man to his shop, they can see that they are in a bad luck situation. So that is why they were there with a gun in their hand. So Ray asked, "How much do you need for it?" So instead of saying that this is the worth of the watch, he asked them that how much do you need for it, because he wanted to know that how much money do they need. The reply came back on the notepad that whatever it's worth. So the man wanted to say that whatever it is worth, you should give him that. Ray reached into his cash box and pulled out a $50 note. So $50 note is not something that the watch was worth, but still Ray wanted to help that, and he wanted to come out of that bad situation, avoid that situation. So he gave them more than what the watch was worth and passed it into the man's hand. As they shook hands, they shook their hands. Shooking hands means this: when we may meet hands with someone and we just move them a bit up and down. So that is what shook hand means. As they shook hands, Ray looked into the man's eyes. They both seemed to say thank you. So the man was saying to Ray thank you with his eyes. He could understand that. And they both knew that watch wasn't worth that much. So the man also knew that the watch was not worth that much. And Ray also knew that the money that he had given to the man was not what the watch was worth of. But still, because to avoid this situation, he wanted to help that man so that he would enlist some positive thinking in that man, so that he would be going and doing something good about it and not just going around with a gun to ask for money. So is there any word that you're finding difficult? You can write that in the comment section below. I will be also looking at some if there are any. Yes, there was no word according to me. I have already discussed about the shook, which I thought you must be wondering about what is the meaning of this word. Then worth basically means what is the amount of the thing, what it looks like, but how much money does this thing is, what is the original price of that thing, that is the worth of the thing. So we'll be moving forward now. Yes, now you will be analyzing this statement that positive people can change the negative situation into positive, just like what has happened in the story that we were reading today, that we have just reached just now. So what do you think? Are you agreeing with this statement or not? What do you have to say about it? That people with positive attitude can change the negative situation into positive situation. You will be answering this question in the comment section below. I'll give you 10 to 15 seconds to do that. Yes. So it is true, just like we have seen that they were negative people, they were having negative thoughts in them, but Ray's positivity changed that negative situation into positive one, because in the end they shook hands and the man was saying thank you to Ray for helping him in this situation, in this bad situation. So Ray's positive attitude has turned this negative situation into a positive one. Yes, now you will be giving answers to this question. How much money Ray gave in exchange of the watch? Yes, how much money it was? So how much money? Yes, you can write your answers in the comment section below. So the money that was given by Ray in exchange of the watch is $50, which we are saying that we know that the watch was not worth that much, but he still decided to give that money to the old man. Yes, so we'll be moving forward from here. Yes, now I'll be reading and you'll be just observing. Before turning to leave, the man wrote, I will be back to pick it up as soon as I can. Merry Christmas. The little story ended on the half hour with the clocks striking all together. The timepieces, which had been looking on silently all the while, rang out the time with such feeling that even Ray thought that he could hear them. Their sweet musical message was filled with hope, the timeless message on peace on earth, God goodwill towards all. I'll just move myself a bit so that you'll be able to see it clearly. The timeless message of peace on earth, goodwill towards all was felt by the three men who stood in the old clock shop. So now, what do we hear? What do we see here? That before turning to leave, the man wrote, when he was about to leave, he wrote on a notepad that I will be coming back to pick this watch up, and he wished Ray Merry Christmas. The little story ended on the half hour with the clocks striking all together. Yes, so the half hour, they all strike, all the clocks at the same time at the half hour, and so they all strike at the same time, and they make the sound rang out the time with such feeling. The sound that was made by them, Ray also thought that he could hear them because he was feeling a hope and a calmness within him that he has escaped from that situation that he was in. So their sweet musical message was filled with hope, the timeless message of peace on earth, goodwill towards all. So there will be peace on earth if everyone remains good towards everyone, right? Towards everyone that is there on, that whoever we meet in on the way, we should be good toward them. There, in that way, there will be peace on earth. Basically, this message was felt by all three men who were there standing in the old clock shop. I hope this is all clear to you. Yes, striking means when these two things, they are striking with each other. They were moving, moving, and then they strike with each other here at this point. So when we hit something, that is what strike means. So we'll move forward from here. Now you will elaborate that what is the moral of the story. What according to you should be the moral of the story. I'll be giving you 20 seconds to give reply to this question in the comment section below. Yes. Yes, so the moral of the story of this story should be that one should always try to help others. One should always do things with kindness. That kindness sometimes may turn a bad situation or a bad attitude of someone into a positive one, basically, into a good one. So we should always be kind, humble, and good towards the others which we are interacting with in our daily life, whoever it is. We are coming across different people in the different time of the day, so we should always be kind to them, even when it is not expected. We cannot expect that this kindness should be returned in every time, in every case, but still we should choose to be kind and humble and also good to the other people. So that is the moral of the story that is being depicted very beautifully with this lines. Now you will be testing your understanding and you will be answering that dash message was felt or heard by the three person in the shop. What was the message we just discussed? Yes, you can think about the message. I'll give you 10 seconds for that. Yes, so you should be answering by now that the message that was there was peace on earth and goodwill towards all. So the message was peace on earth and goodwill towards all. So if we want peace on earth, we should be good towards everyone that is there, that comes across our way. So we'll do a quick recap that we have completed this story, this prose today. That was the old clock shop. The owner of the clock was Ray. The owner of the shop was Ray, who is a wise man. He's deaf and old, but he still helps everyone he could. He used to give money. He used to even lend money without any interest. One day, there were two men. One was in his 20s, and another was in his 50s, near his 50s. They came. They were having bad intentions, but he turned their bad intentions into positive ones. While because he offered them help when they were not expecting that he will be helping them, so he turned that bad situation into a good one basically. So you will be answering these questions to me, that what did old man wanted from Ray. So what did old man wanted from Ray? Yes, so the old man wanted, basically he wanted money from Ray, but he was not ready to say it. He was ready to threaten him, but after reading the note that was passed on by Ray, he chose to talk to him because he was also thankful that Ray offered him help. So that was the thing. And the second is meaning of exchange and shook, that you will be writing in the comment section below. I'll be giving you 10 seconds for that. Yes, so the meaning of the word exchange is when we give something and we expect something in return. Just like I'll be giving you this marker and I'll be expecting you to give me the blue marker in place of this black marker, and that will be exchange because we are taking something in return when we are giving something. That is exchange. And shook, I have already told you that shook is this. You are also correct about it in the comment section below. Watch was worth $50. State true or false. So we have discussed about this, that whether it should be true or false. Yes, you are all right that it is a true statement that watch. No, that it is a false statement that Ray gave the man the $50 for the watch, but we know that the watch was not worth $50. So it will be a false statement that watch was not worth $50, but still Ray chose to give $50 in return of it. And the last question is, older man said what before leaving? Yes. So what do you think older man said before leaving? Yes. So the older man, before leaving, he told he told Ray that he will be coming as quick as he can to pick up the watch. So and he also wished him Merry Christmas before leaving. So this is all about today. And the homework that you'll have to do is you will record on the topic my watch and send it through mail. And if you will be recording your voice on the topic my watch and you will be sending through mail, or here you will be I'll mention my mail in the comment section in the description below. So if you were in place of Ray, what would you do? Would you exchange the old watch for $50, or you will be giving less money or more money for it? You'll be giving your reasons for that. And the last thing is that you'll have to do is you'll create a vocabulary chart using this format. That is word, its meaning, then synonyms and antonyms. So this is all about today. We have completed the story, that is the old clock shop, and we'll be starting with something new in our next class. I hope you have found this lecture interesting, and you'll be coming again in the next class. So we'll be meeting again. Thank you for being nice and being responsive in the classroom. You can write your queries in the chat box or in the comment section, I would say, and I'll be checking your responses later on, and I'll be replying to your queries. And any word if you're finding difficult in the passage from the 3 passages that we have discussed today, you can write those words. I'll be discussing, I'll be giving you a situation to explore that what could be the meaning of that word, so that you will be also able to know by yourself that what it should mean. So we'll be meeting again soon. Thank you so much, students, for being a good support. Yes. Till then, stay healthy and happy.